kidding on me. I suppose this time that I make a new video for you guys. God, I really need to stop putting out more. I want to thank this user on the gender amino, for introducing me to this little group of response material. So, I guess give her a follow or something, I don't know. Gay and gender fluid. Gay and gender fluid. My sexuality and gender explained, Roly. Now, I've seen videos of this guy around, and I have been avoiding him. But I guess it's time to get on with it, eh? But before we do anything, as always, we're gonna take a dip into the fan art. God, I'm running out of art to show off. This one is from DELTAFIRE again, and it's another picture of cringy emo me from the Amy Schumer video. So, as always, go check her out, give her a follow, and her links will be in the description. If you have any art for me, be sure to send it to me on my Twitter, DeviantArt, or through my business email at EHX-KOR@outlook.com. Well, enough yammer yada, video time.
Hi guys, hello!
Holy fuck, your voice is more annoying than I remember it being.
Okay, so today does happen to be non-binary day.
Non-binary day? Since when was there a non-binary day? Huh. I guess that's a real thing on July 14th. Wait, why was this posted 10 fucking days later, mate? What the F is wrong with you? Says the fucking loser, post once a month.
Now, this wasn't planned, but it just happened, so happy non-binary day. Obviously, it's not going to be up when that happens.
Oh, so you usually wait 11 days to post your videos? That's really strange, honestly. I don't know, to each their own.
But I thought today I would talk about a subject that I get questions about all the time.
Do you really get these questions all the time?
And when anyone talks about my gender and my identity and then my sexuality, I always get this question. And that is, how can you be gay and gender fluid?
Oh, okay, I can see being asked that a lot. Why? Well, it's a valid question. Your supposed gender and sexuality kinda contradict each other. Wouldn't that make you half the time gay and half the time straight based on what fucking gender you think you are on X given day?
So for anyone who is like rather new to my channel and doesn't really know that much about me, I am non-binary, I identify as non-binary.
Trust me, just by looking at you, we can tell you're a non-binary. Just looking at you, we can tell something's not quite right up there.
And my sort of like section of non-binary is gender fluid. So gender fluid is my label. So gender fluidity is basically where my idea of my gender doesn't sit in one place all the time. Sometimes I gravitate towards more female, sometimes I gravitate towards male, sometimes I sort of gravitate towards one like in the middle. It never really stays in one place.
AKA something that kinda naturally happens with every fucking person to a small degree.
Now it's not as quick as like saying one day I wake up and I'm female, one day I wake up and I'm male. It's not that quick, it's a little bit more blended, but that is my terminology.
So even in the land of special snowflakes, you gotta be a special snowflake.
But when it comes to my sexuality, I do still use the label gay, and that seems to send people into like overdrive and they're like, what? How does this make any sense?
I'm guessing it's because you're just too lazy to find a label that fits your sexuality and doesn't contradict your fucking made up gender. And since you have a dick, you're just gonna refer to yourself as a homosexual male.
So one thing that I want to say first that a lot of people don't want to accept is that sex and gender are completely different things. They're not the same thing. So many people will just say to you, if you've got a penis, you're a man. If you've got a vagina, you're a woman. Nay, bitch. Like, that's not how it works.
99% of the time, that is the case, Roly. Most women will agree that they are women. And most men will agree that they are men. And it's not just because they identify with the gender male or female. And that so happens to coincidentally match their genitalia. Men come hardwired a certain way to be, well, men. And women come hardwired a certain way to be women.
Your gender is up here and your sex is down there. Do not get those two confused. They're completely different things.
Ah, I see. So you think gender is a mental problem? Maybe that's why so many of you people collect so many self-diagnoses and try to sustain multiple mental illnesses.
So for me, with my gender and my sexuality, my gender is gender fluid. It floats, it blends, it changes, I'm fabulous and I love it.
And that is one of the biggest differences between you transtrenders and legitimate transgender people. You guys just absolutely love being this special gender because it's just that. Special. You feel special and you feel unique, and you feel that because you are special and unique, you are more than any of the other people in your waking life. But for the real transgender community, life is anything but fabulous. Because real transgenders experience this thing called gender dysphoria. I don't know if you've heard of it before, Roly. When you have actual gender dysphoria, you feel disconnected from the body you inhabit. And it's something that can and likely does affect your everyday life. In my experience, it feels like being imprisoned and being unable to move no matter what you fucking do. And I know that sounds extremely cliche, but that is the simplest way that I can go about explaining it. From your attitude, Roly, it seems blatantly obvious that you do not experience any kind of gender dysphoria in any capacity, thus making you, and you guessed it, a transtrender, a gender pretender. You are just a special snowflake.
But when it comes to my sexuality, I still use the label gay, as I did before I came out as gender fluid. Before I understood my gender and just identified as male, I still use the word gay, and I still use it now. I like the same as what I have. I'm predominantly male presenting, I'm still gender fluid, but I do present most of my time as male.
So then, why do you even need the label if you're just gonna present as male vast majority of the time anyway?
I have a more masculine physique.
I wonder why that is.
I'm obviously getting muscles and things, which is obviously like directed to more masculinity. I have biologically male reproductive organs, and that is what I like.
So then, what fucking point are you trying to make? You don't have dysphoria, you're perfectly fine having a penis, you're fine with the way you are in terms of masculinity. So what the fuck is your problem? You're literally just a homosexual, cisgendered male. Why do you seem to think that's a bad thing? Are you just after oppression points now? Is this all that is about?
I like people who are the same as me. Doesn't matter what necessarily their gender would be, but to me, I like people who are presenting male, who have male genitalia, who have, you know, a masculine sort of physique. I like that myself.
You're a gay man. That's it. Whoop-de-fucking do. You want a ribbon?
Now, some people will say that I am androsexual, and androsexuality is people who like masculinity in males, and yeah, that's what I like, but to some people, androsexuality can also include masculine females, and like females who, you know, present more masculine, who are just like quite, you know, blokey and stuff.
So that's just being bisexual with a preference. That's not a new sexuality.
But I don't find those people attractive. I don't find that, you know, that's not something that I'm seeking out in a partner. For me, I am, you know, sexually and romantically attracted to the same as what I am, and that is why I use the label gay still. To the outside world and to the people who perceive me and stuff, I look male, and it's annoying because I really wish I could look more androgynous, but I can't, so, you know.
Is that why you have 10 fucking rings in each ear?
For me, that's why I still use the label gay, because I like the same as what I've got, I like the same as how I present, I like the same as what I am. Gender-wise, I am gender fluid, because they're completely different things. Just don't, I know it's confusing, and I know it can be weird to some people, and again, what I'm saying in this video might not necessarily tap to how you feel.
So you're completely fine knowing that you and many, if not all the other people just like you, make a literal laughing stock out of real transgender community, whether you intend to or not. Is that what helps you sleep at night? I can't believe I'm saying this, but I honestly feel kind of offended by this guy and his antics. Oh, I'm gender fluid. Oh, but guess what? I'm usually a man and I just wanted a fancy fucking label!
But that's perfectly fine. Like, don't be so, like, policing these terms and policing how you should be identifying other people, because it's not for you to determine other people. No one can tell me any differently, because it's my body, my mind, it's my choice to, you know, label myself as these things, and it makes sense to me.
So you're choosing to make yourself out to be a complete fucking moron. Alright.
You can identify as whatever you want to identify as, and just because it might not fit in like 100% to what that label might officially mean or whatever, like, it does not matter. So please just remember that sexuality and gender are two different things, and they're on completely different spectrums themselves. They're no.
This is actually the first thing with this man that I agree with, and it kind of annoys me when there are people who really don't understand this. Yeah, gender and sexual orientation are separate. They don't really have any correlation. Gender and sex itself, on the other hand, have a lot to do with each other. As I'm sure I've said this before, when it comes to transgenderism and gender dysphoria, it has more to do with mentality and in many cases the actual structure of the brain. Hence why gender dysphoria is considered a mental illness, because, well, It is.
Sometimes they can interlock, and all of you already know, if you ever watch a video about gender or anything, how much people go insane. Like, people are literally insane about this topic. They get so irate and they're so disrespectful towards people, and also people inside the community. And this is what I really don't like. People inside the community can be so PC police and so insane that they take anything that doesn't necessarily match up with what they feel is an attack. And it's not half the time. Sometimes it just comes from people who are just slightly ignorant or just slightly like unsure about what to do.
Can you get to the point?
So I hope this video has been slightly enlightening to some people, and I hope you could get a better understanding as to what my identity is.
Yeah, your identity is fucking retarded, even in comparison to the brain-dead non-binary lot.
And actually now in future, I generally introduce myself to people as non-binary rather than saying I'm gender fluid. I get into that sort of like later on in the process, because non-binary I feel like is a little bit more easier to explain to people. People are just starting to know about non-binary stuff, let alone then going to subdivisions of gender fluidity and gender flux and gender queer and agender and all these kind of things. Like, using non-binary for me sometimes is just a bit easier than trying to explain this.
Either way, you're introducing yourself in a way that says, hello, I am a massive thought-policing social justice warrior. I left my brain in the gutter years ago, so be sure to steer clear of me.
So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video and learned a few things from it. If you have any more questions, please leave them down below in the comment section, and I'd love to answer some of them for you.
And then he just goes and rambles on about nonsensical bullshit for the last couple of minutes of the video. So, to relieve you of boredom, I'm going to end it there. Before I go, remember when I told you about anti-SJW amino a couple of videos ago? Yeah, that one is kind of deadish now. Sorry. More so, everyone moved to this new community, which I like just as much as the old one. Freedom of politics. It's a very small, very new amino community where people of all different ideologies can mingle and discuss their views or just chat and have a good time. I'm there, so if you come, you should hit me up. Until then, don't forget to hit like and share the video if you enjoyed it. As always, hit the subscribe button below to become a member of my Harvested Kidney Army. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram at EHX-KOR for extra stuff for me. Have a good day or night. Time zones are weird, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace the X out.